Howdy folks, TJ here. Thought I'd do a little physical edition update. Not me physical, although I probably should get a physical one of these days. No, the physical edition of my game, Invasion of the Cloud People, The Next Storm, and other goodies that are on here. Thought I'd do a little bit of an update, and also if you're a Patreon, a paying Patreon, or a YouTube member, and you're supporting the channel monthly, stay to the end because I'm going to give you a little special update that I wanted to tell you specifically because you're very nice in supporting my channel. Of course, I love every viewer that clicks likes. I don't like the dislikes much, but there are some. That's fine. Not everybody's in there. Although there's some comical people that I just know there's some people that don't like you, and they'll just, the second he puts up a video, dislike. They're in their own little bubble world. But that's not what this video is about. It's about the physical edition of my game. So, where am I? All 54, my list is full. If you have been watching, I said I put a physical number out there, 54 copies. I'm not giving you the reason why, and I'm still not giving you the reason why, although I'm going to give my Patreons and YouTube members a reason why here in the next video that only they'll be able to see. But I made 54, a self-imposed limitation, 54 copies of my physical game that are going to be a little bit more special in a way of something that I'm going to include in here, which I'm not going to tell you because I want some surprises. And then after the physical 54, I may make some one-offs of the same thing, but maybe minus the one little special feature that's in here or two. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still building this whole thing up. But anyway, the list is full. Last video, I said there were still some openings, and then within a day or so, they all filled up. So all 54 has been spoken for. Now, as with anything else, not everybody's probably going to come through in the end or just say, I can't do it now. So I am building an alternative or alternate list. And I've got 3 people already on that. So if you're thinking you might want a copy either from this first 54 batch or in the future, get onto the Facebook groups and mention it there, or message me. I'll put the email that you can cryptically get to down below where you can message me saying, yeah, I'd love to get a physical copy. Make sure to read all the instructions, though, because as noted in the Facebook group, if you're outside of the United States, shipping is astronomically high, as much as, or almost as much as, the item itself. So it's not a cheap thing, and I don't expect people to want to buy it from a little publisher. I'm not even a publisher. I'm just a dude making a physical copy. But this is my first expedition into doing something, so I'm going to try to make it as special as possible. And I think some of the things I'm doing for the physical edition are kind of fun. Anyway, all 54 slots are taken. Alternates are now being taken. So get into any of the channels that I mentioned and say, hey, you want a copy if you're interested. So let me show you what everybody's allowed to see. So I'm dialed in, I think, exactly now. There may be a little thing that I changed at the end, but here's what the front cover looks like, and I'll hold it in a few different angles because of the glare of the case. But it's got my original cloud person. That's what this big creature is. I created it in a program called Krita on a Mac, and I did some filters, and I made it look cool. Is it like AI art? No. Is it a professional art? No. Just think of it as, what would you have done in the 1980s, a bedroom coder making a game on a cassette and drawing your own little stuff and then going down and get photocopies of it on a little bit thicker paper. Think that, but I think a little bit better. I think this is, I am putting some artsy-fartsy desktop publishing typefaces and doing some stuff here to make it look pretty. But it's not an AI image. It's not gourmet, but I think it's cool. I appreciate and like my little cloud person. So the front of the cover, I believe, is pretty much done. It says what the game is. It says it's for ZXSpectrum Next. It's got a lot of the accoutrements. It's got my UB Games logo down at the bottom. So I think this is what is going to be on the final edition. Just printed on nicer, glossy 80-pound paper, and I'm thinking that's going to make some of these colors. I printed this on my home printer, so it's what it is. But I think once I put it on nicer paper, it's going to come out even a little nicer. So that's that. Front. Side of the case has fun stuff on it. I'm pretty much, again, I feel like I'm done with that. I'll hold it at a few different angles. And on the side, it basically has, and you won't be able to focus in here. It's probably going to be blurry, but I've got my little You Bastard logo thing up here. That was made for me by Slappy Marsden a long time ago. And I think it just, when you put this along with all these other games from Next, they've all got, the official little Sinclair, whatever that is. I guess the S for Sinclair. Mine's going to have a little picture of me. And that's my take on it. And then it's got Invasion of the Cloud People, The Next Storm, UB Games, and then a numbering, which I'm not even going to show you because it's going to be, but on the bottom it says ZXTJ0001, as it's my first game ever that I'm physically putting on something and going to send it out to somebody. Here is the back. And again, this is what it should eventually look like. Now, you're not seeing up very close, but probably close enough. I've basically my world famous You Bastard on there, and then I give a little bit of tidbit that, are you up to the task? Help pilot Cellular Storm to defeat the nasty, rotten cloud people. And then You Bastard. And then I've got some pictures of what the game looked like. Pretty common. Most of these games have, included a few pictures of what the game kind of looks like. And then it's got for Sinclair, ZXSpectrum Next computers. And I've got my website, which is not a website yet. It just points you to YouTube. But I've got ubgames.com or ubastardgames.com. Those links are back here as well. A little picture of, and again, this probably won't show up too well, but of my original. So I'm including not only the new game, well, the game that's now from 2021. Again, I'm not doing any updates. I'm not making a new game. This is a game that I've had out, and I'm putting basically everything in a cluster onto an SD card, making a nice case, adding some extra fun things, and calling it a physical release. So I made, before my Next Storm game, a game called just Invasion of the Cloud People for the Speccy 48. So I thought it would be proper to include that. So not only can you enjoy that, if you've got an older Speccy that can read .sna files, or a Next that can also do the same, you can play my old original game and see where my whole thinking came from and how this game is kind of designed after that, just beautified, sprightified, and all those other things. So I show a picture of that, and then I also put some text here, and I'll read it to you. It says, bonus game, the original Invasion of the Cloud People for the Speccy 48. TJ's Retro Computing Adventures book in PDF. So a third thing that I've now included, so not only Next Storm and the original Invasion of the Cloud People, that book that Jay Mundy made for me, 80 pages, TJ's Retro Adventure in the computer world there, I'm going to include that PDF. So not the physical book. You can actually buy the physical book from Jay Mundy's Amazon channel, and I'll eventually, again, show a link for that. In a past video, I had a link for that. But I'm going to include the PDF on the SD card. So if you want to slap that into a computer that can view PDFs, you'll be welcome to do that. So I'm including that, and that in itself is a $7.99 item that's being sold as a downloadable PDF on my itch account. So that's kind of a nice little addition. And then I say plus much, much more. I'm not going to tell you what that is because that's special for the end when I get done. Oh, I got spittle on my glasses. When I'm done with all this and I make a full video on what it is that people are going to get, I'll explain it then. But if you are a Patreon or a YouTube channel member, I'm going to make videos, short videos of other stuff. So I just showed everybody this. But inside here, I started, I'm not going to show you, but I started making the booklet. But I'm going to show my Patreons and show my YouTube channel members because I think it's just cool they're helping support the channel. So a little behind-the-scenes stuff I thought would be a nice little addition for saying a thank you to them. So I'm going to make a video right after this one showing you, I started making the booklet. The booklet is going to be just a small booklet that tells you how the game is and maybe some other things. And then I will explain what I have going on inside here now. I've still got a lot more to make. In my mind, I'm thinking spring of 2024 is when I want to have this done and then start collecting finalization of people that are going to for surely get it and pay for it and me figuring out how to get it over to them and all that fun stuff. So I've been getting quotes for lots of things. as noted in my last video, I have half of mostly everything. Half the SD cards, what else? Oh, half of the plastic cases. So I've got to buy more. I think I'm going to probably buy a few extras of all of it. So after the 54 are officially done and accounted for and shipped and everything's hunky-dory, I may at a later time make some one-offs or small. I'm going to make a batch of 10. Anybody interested? We'll see how that goes. But for now, I just need to get the original 54 done. 54 is a unique number, and I'm not telling you why, but I'll tell my Patreons and YouTube channel members what it's for. And I've told a couple other people, and I think they think it's cool. So anyway, that's it. So that's the update on this physical edition. I will probably the next video I do for the general public is when everything's done. And so I'm thinking spring. So you may see a hibernation period of time now. Not saying stuff's not being worked on, but I'll be working on it. But I will be doing little updates for folks that are on my Patreon or YouTube channel members of little, as I make something like the booklet, I will say, hey, I've got half the booklet done. Here's what it is. And then I've got the full booklet done. Here's the SD card image. Here's the extra things that I'm throwing inside here, and make it a fun experience for you to follow along as I do it. And then eventually I will make a big video. Probably I'm thinking it's at least going to be a half an hour of what it is on the SD card, the completed printed product that's been professionally printed, and all that fun stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.